Hi folks, hey. Welcome back to the Holy Irregular ECY Shedcast. It's been a while. I thought I would just pop in whilst I'm in the office doing a few bits and bobs on this Friday afternoon. So hello again, it's good to see you again. I hope you're all well, and if you're in the UK, I hope you're enjoying this mild weather that we're having for now. I think it's going to change again next week, isn't it? So yeah, apologies for not being around for a while. I've just been really busy behind the scenes, trying to get loads done before Yarn Festival season kicks off, which it does next week. So we've got Unravel Festival in Farnham. That's at the end of next week, and then 2 weeks after that we have East Anglia Yarn Festival in Norwich. So that's the weekend of like the 9th and 10th of March, I think it is. So I'm just in the office and I'm about to start labelling some new samples that I've made up recently. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's just make the chair higher and then I can see you a bit better, or you can see me a bit better maybe. There we go, that's better, isn't it? So yeah, in the office for some samples. I've got them right next to me and I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek whilst I'm here and before I put the labels on. Why not? It's as good a place as any to start back into the Shedcast, isn't it? Because if I try and tell you all about what we've been doing since last we spoke, we'll be here all day and no one wants that. So I'm just going to start off with where we're at now. So first of all, I am wearing a chunky cloud cowl, which I made in Pendle Chunky. And actually I've got two more chunky cloud cowls, but they are both in the house because they need photographing before I can label them. And the other two are both in Whitfell Chunky. This is the one skein version, nice and simple. And then in the house I've got a two skein version, which is double the height. And I've got a two skein version which is double the circumference, so it loops twice around the neck. So I will have to show you those soon. So yeah, and the instructions for the chunky cloud cowl will be added into the pattern soon. I need to get round to doing some typing on that front, so that's on my to-do list. And next up I have these. These are Riptie fingerless mittens by JST Knitwear Design. I've made mine in Milburn DK in colourway Estuary. So I made the size small because I've got quite narrow hands and I like my fingerless mittens to be a nice close fit. I don't like them baggy. So check out the stitch definition on that. It's gorgeous, isn't it? And I like this detail up here. She has a hat, possibly a cowl, and a tank top in sort of like a matching pattern, all called Riptide. So yeah, I thought that that would be a good demonstration for Milburn DK of how soft it is and the stitch definition. So yes, they need to be labelled up soon. What have we got next? I made two, going back to chunky, I made two fresh new Dufton hats. This is an old pattern of mine. There you go. It's got twisted stitches in it. So I will just plonk that on my head so you can get an idea of what it looks like. There we go. So that's a sort of traditional beanie size and shape. And then this one is a bit bigger because I accidentally made it on needles 3 sizes bigger than I was meant to. So I have been wearing this with the brim folded up which I think works a lot better. So you can wear it, like I say, as a beanie with the brim folded up. Hope you can see that okay. I think some people could probably style it out as a slouchy hat, maybe. I think only really suit slouchy hats when they've got a bubble on. To be honest, I'm not sure. Obviously, can't actually see the back of my head. So yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake, but it shows the stitch pattern off really, really well, doesn't it? And it shows the colours off really well. So I'm going to keep it as a display item at least, as something that you could do, but do use the right needle size. So that's my Dufton pattern, which is available in all the usual places. Sticking with chunky and my own patterns, I made a pair of Langri fingerless mittens, and they are in Pendle Chunky in Thunder. And these are nice and plain and simple, dead easy, really, really quick to make. They'd be great as gifts. Again, like I say, I like my fingerless mittens to be a close fit. So I've made the smaller size, but there is a larger size available as well, and it's easy to adjust. So the reason I made those, other than just for the sake of having fresh samples, is that I realised that the pictures in the pattern, they're ancient, and they are in Whitfeld Chunky in silhouette, which we don't even have anymore, which is sad because it was really nice. So I thought it was maybe high time that I picked some chunky out of the stock room and made a pair of these. I think this chair's actually sinking, you know. I might be getting gradually lower and lower and lower. So yeah, that's those. Fresh photos and pattern pictures will be added imminently. Next up, still on chunky, still on my own pattern, but this one is not published yet because it is yet another thing on my to-do list that I keep adding to. This is my Brig cowl, and it's designed to go with my Brig hat, which is a pattern that I released in, I don't know, about 2012 maybe, or 2014 maybe, probably maybe 2014 actually, I think, because it was chunky. Oh yeah, anyway, a long time ago. And it's a super simple pattern designed to just give you a little flavour of cables, and to use one skein of chunky. So this is Pendle Chunky. So this is my own personal copy. There is also this one, which I would say is probably the official copy. This colourway is Scorched Moors. And then there was also, for reasons of not having written down my notes very well, having to go back and knit another one to check them, there's this one as well, which is the colourway Heather, as in, you know, when the heather's all pink and purple and stuff, which it is currently in the garden at the moment, which is very lovely. So yeah, those are my Brig cowls. So that's another 3 things to label up. Next up, we're sticking with cowls, sticking with my own pattern, but going back to one that's published, and back to my cloud cowl. So I can't remember if I'll have mentioned this before Christmas, but I'm sort of on a bit of a mission to create a cloud cowl in every single one of my 4-ply or fingering weight yarn bases, because it's just like, they're very Moorish to make, and they're so wearable and like easy, and they're ideal for one skein, one precious skein, or just, yeah, and they're just really, really versatile little garments, well, accessories, sorry, not a garment at all, are they? And I thought it would be a great way to showcase my yarns by having one in each base, at least 4-ply or fingering weight base, which is quite a lot of work, it has to be said. So I'm just doing it very gradually. It's probably going to be like painting the Forth Road Bridge. I'll finally get them all done and then like something will change and I'll need to start again or something. Anyway, so this again is a personal favourite, and it's no coincidence that it's pink. And this one is in Rosedale 4-ply in Damask Rose. Actually, this is a good opportunity to show you the difference between fuchsia and damask rose, because there's damask rose and there's the fuchsia. So you can see the fuchsia is slightly more of a pinky pink in comparison. I think when you see them separately you wouldn't particularly maybe notice, but seeing them side by side, this one's just that slightly cooler colourway, very similar but slightly different. So yeah, anyway, that's, I'll just put those back. So that's the Rosedale 4-ply one. Probably can't tell in this light, but it is sparkly. It's got gold sparkle to it, so that needs labelling. The next one, and this is in no particular order, is Brim Bio Fingering. So I was just looking at which way up it is. It's that way up. So hopefully you can see the texture of this yarn. So Brim Bio Fingering weight is a very, very slightly thinner than 4-ply. But in testing, the testing group all agreed that it substitutes in really well for 4-ply. So I thought I'd test it in the cloud cowl, and yeah, it works fine on the same hook size. You just get a slightly lighter feeling fabric, but the difference is quite slight. You know, it doesn't look significantly different. So that's that one. And then next up we have Nate Before Ply. Now this is actually probably our thickest 4-ply, and again you can tell in person, I think you can tell, in that I use the same size hook but the fabric's just slightly denser, slightly thicker and more wintry, and that's a dog hair, sorry. This colourway is Festive Fun, with a yarn used for the top and the bottom to complement the colour. And again, it's sparkly, but you probably can't tell very well. Oh, maybe you can, I can see a bit there. So yeah, I actually made this one, I think before, it must have been before Christmas. It might have even been like November or earlier, because we were meant to be doing an update of Nate Before Ply. So you see, this chair is sinking. We were meant to be doing an update of Nate Before Ply in November, and so I was like, oh great, you know, I'll do my Festive Fun colourway, I'll have my cowl done and ready. And the yarn didn't actually arrive until January, so never mind, we'll have it for next year. So yeah, that's that. I could have brought them out and I've forgotten. I've got 4 more cowls. I've got in the house. I've got the 2 chunky cloud cowls. I've got another 4-ply cloud cowl in Hayton 4-ply, which has actually been on the hook for absolutely ages. It just happened to get finished around the same time as everything else. And I machine knitted a cowl in Bowland lace a couple of weeks ago. So I had some Bowland lace in my stash, maybe like 50 grams of 2 colours. I'll have to post some pictures on Instagram and stuff. So like Faded Bloom, which is this colour, and then the other colour is Vintage Ribbon, which is more of a coral red. You might have seen it. Anyway, so I thought I'd use both colours, and I'd do like the Faded Bloom is the outside colour, and then the Vintage Ribbon is the inside colour, so it would be double layered, and that'd be great, and it is great. But honestly, for the 1 hour of machine knitting that it took to create the fabric, which is lush, by the way, I had to sew for 10 hours it took, because there was, if you sort of imagine that this is it, there was mattress stitch all the way along this edge, in lace weight, there's mattress stitch all the way along this edge, and then I got to the top end and had to do sort of like fold it over and do quite a long stretch of grafting as well. And I thought, I'm glad I did. I thought, oh, I'll maybe just see like roughly how long the sewing takes, you know, because the knitting had been so quick. And I did underestimate how long the sewing would take, I have to say. And I don't mind doing it. I enjoy doing mattress stitch and grafting actually. But it did seem to go on forever. It has to be said. So in all honesty, I don't know that that was the most efficient way to create what I created. But anyway, it was a trial. Excuse me. And to be fair, the cowl that came out of it, the fabric, because I've used lace weight at a fairly loose gauge, it's sort of, and it's Bowland, so it's Blueface Leicester, so it's lofty, it's light, it's soft, it's warm, it's sort of woolly but not like itchy woolly. It's really, really nice. I do wish I brought it out with me now so I could show you, but never mind. Anyway, so yeah, there's been a lot of production going on in here. The other thing, which I thought I might just show you, I'll grab the phone and show you in a minute, is obviously we've been busy with yarn, like as always, and what I've got here, where are we? Here is Oak with DK. Yay, it's ages since I did an update of DK. There you go. This is Polworth, Superwash Polworth wool. So this, it's still quite a smooth yarn. It's not woolly like Blueface Leicester is, but it's a lot more kind of robust and sturdy than Merino is, even though it's smooth. It's one that softens a lot once you've used it up, used it and then washed it. It really kind of like softens and blooms and relaxes. So yeah, Oak with DK. I think it'll be coming to Unravel with us, and then what's left after that will go on the website. I must admit, I dyed this actually quite a long time ago, and it's ended up being put on the back burner for ages, because so much other stuff has come up and needed doing first. So I had been planning to get this on the website ages ago. It just happens that we've finally got it finished in time for Unravel. There's also Oak with 4 ply, which still needs twisting and labelling to do. There's also Nate Before Ply, and I've just finished dyeing Titus 4 ply. That is for Unravel. So I need to make sure I get that dry this weekend. That's it. I say that as if it's not a lot. It is a lot. And I think my plan next is to go for Bowland Aran, because again I've not done Aran for absolutely ages, and it's a gorgeous yarn. So yeah, so that's where we're up to. Got a lot to do before the end of next week. Really excited to get back on the road, load up the car, and come and see everybody. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So we're heading towards 20 minutes, so I'm going to stop there and crack on with labelling these samples. I will just grab my phone, apologies if it's shaky, and just bring you in to the yarn. Hopefully you can see that okay. please ignore the mess. And I'll just zoom out a bit. There you go. That's it. It's got a good sheen to it. I would say it's actually a bit more matte in real life, the texture of it, to be honest. But obviously, as you can see in the light, it does take on a sheen. It's got great stitch definition as well. So yeah. So I'll leave it there. I'll hopefully see you next week. If I manage to do any recording next week, it'll be from setup at Unravel. And if not, then I'll see you hopefully the week after. I'm going to try and make this regular again. And yeah, so thank you for watching. It's great to be back, and see you all soon. Bye.